Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to week number 3 of the K12 Esports League Valorant Edition. We're very excited to be here today. I'm your host, CG Fenrir, joined by my lovely co-host, Weedles. How you doing today, homie?
I'm doing good. I'm excited for this Valorant game coming up. We got two pretty good teams, both 2-0 in this league so far.
Okay.
We have Virginia versus Ohio. I believe Ohio took down Texas week 1 and had a bye week 2.
Yes, they did.
Virginia took down California and the K12 Esports Alliance.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. The whole alliance, all of it?
The whole alliance.
Wow, that's a lot of grades to get through there. So
Yeah.
very well done to Virginia in that case. So I'm excited to see how well these two teams are playing into each other today. Should have a very good match today.
Yeah.
We had a great match last week. If you guys missed it, we had California versus Northern California playing against each North Carolina actually.
North Carolina
playing against each other, and then they ended up tying 1-1. That was a very close set, and they both did excellently, and so that was a very fun time for the both, I think.
Yeah, for anyone new, the league works as a 2-game series no matter what. You win both games, you are victorious. If you lose one and win one, that's a tie.
Yep. That's just how the point system works. I believe that you get a total of 4 points if you're winning, or am I misremembering?
No, I believe it is 3 points for a win, 2 points for a tie, 1 point for a loss, 0 points for a forfeit.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so it sounds like our first bands, you said?
Or map picks.
Okay.
We have Split and Pearl.
That's going to be really interesting. We don't see a lot of Split at the levels that a lot of these kids are playing at. You know, Split is very divisive in that it's difficult to play if you're not playing it optimally.
I'm not going to complain. From last week, we had to cast over 2 maps that I had no idea what was going on. I'm more of a OG player, if you could say. Split is my my go-to map. So I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. I'm also excited to see how both teams are going to handle the new Pearl changes that have been made. There have been some changes made specifically to the B bomb site, actually, in order to make it. There's more weird angles that you can play at now, and there's some different verticality that people aren't necessarily used to quite yet. So,
as if there wasn't enough of that.
Yeah, that is fair. If you want to go ahead and let them know that stream is ready, then we should be good to go here in just a little bit. Starting on Split, both teams should be set up and ready to go here in a little bit.
Everyone looks ready.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for a good match here. I want an even back and forth. Split, I don't remember defender, attacker.
It's very defender favored. Very defender favored typically. The big swing in whether or not the offense can make plays and do well on the map is how well they can take mid control, right? Because when you can take mid control, you have the option to threaten, oh yeah, we can go play in ropes now in the ventilation, or we can run up the A heaven site and take the site from that way, which is a lot easier. So speaking of Split, here we have the map going on now, getting our picks done right at the beginning.
We got Virginia on the defender side and Ohio on the attacker side.
Okay.
We notice, yeah, like you were saying, mid control is very important. And being, like we talked about last week, these teams need to be able to... All right, I guess we were wrong there.
He's getting them fixed right now.
Bump it up on us. Virginia will be attacking and Ohio will be on the defenders.
Okay.
But we need, hopefully, from last week, there was a lot of issues with mid-round kind of play calling. I'm hoping to see a little bit more of being able to change on the fly for these teams in terms of their play.
Yeah, speaking of being able to change on the fly, this is the first week the new agent is actually allowed in the competitive league. So you will notice that Ohio is just opting to run the new Veto operator.
I tested him a little bit in training, and
he's a weird kid.
Yeah,
for a Sentinel, if you're a big Call of Duty player, I think he's going to make a lot of sense to you because his recharge ability is basically a trophy system where any and all projectiles, and I mean all projectiles, will get shot out from his trophy system, which means that he has the opportunity to hold his site extremely well. And the fact that Ohio is starting on defense, I'm excited to see what we're going to.
So he's basically getting to start at the perfect spot at the perfect time. And I don't. The teams aren't going to really know how to properly play against him either.
Not yet, because I don't think that we've seen much of him in the Valorant VCT series quite yet either. I think he's not allowed until the season is over.
Yeah, he was probably also banned out until probably longer than this one. Yeah. For this is only, I believe, a 2-week ban between release and being able to play.
Getting into the match here at the beginning, it looks like we're going to go ahead and take A main and have the lurking chamber. Okay, so this is already a little bit different than we saw last week, right? Both teams last week were opting to play together as 5, which is really, really strong if you can't stop it, and neither of each other's teams seem to be able to stop it. This time, however, we're running up 4 with A, and then making sure we can take that mid-control with chamber.
Engagement already going on the site. Right. Chubbs hopping in quick. Taking full site control pretty much.
Yeah, Virginia didn't really have any setup on A. They're opting to just play retake as 5. You can see they've already rotated themselves here.
Planted.
Ohio, yes. Ohio gozaimasu, some might say.
They're walled off as well.
Yeah, so they will be all playing on site except for this lurking chamber that will have the late lurk heaven. He is going to be spotted out by the Veto here a little bit, and that's going to be first 2 picks down for Virginia here. Holding their site excellently. Good shots coming in from Terrible at this, but it's not going to be enough because they have that heaven control. Was it planted for heaven? It was. I can't actually tell.
I have no idea.
I think it was planted for heaven, which is how Chamber was able to get 2 there.
Yeah, would have been perfect. So. I will give props to the Rays. Terrible something.
Terrible at this.
No.
That's their name, is it not?
Yeah, I think it is. They were very calm in that situation with that aim. Usually you see people just start to spam their ghosts, hit nothing because the spray is just terrible, you could say.
Yeah.
And they were able to profit at least 2 kills off of it.
It was a good reset on their spray. They had just enough time on their reset that they were able to pick up 2 there. So we're going to retry hitting A here. However, this time Ohio is stacked as 3, but they are just letting the Jet just dash on the site for free. She is here on secret now.
The gun advantage is showing.
OHVA and Chubbs both entering, going to be able to take the bomb site, leaving us into a 3v5 retake here. This is going to be a lot harder now. Shady, only a classic to his name, spots somebody in the corner, and is opting to just go back CT.
Realistically, kind of an impossible retake here with these pistols. I've seen crazier things happen, though.
Should be able to get timing on this chamber up heaven this time. He almost clears it. What a crazy blind coming in as well. Is able to pick up this the first kill in Starls.
One enemy remaining.
However, the gun advantage, like you were mentioning earlier, is going to be too much for Ohio to overcome.
Yeah, not really much to say on that round. Kind of bound to lose that game.
Yeah,
that round.
You don't have to feel bad if you're Ohio there. You did your best. You got 2 actually, which is pretty decent damage on the enemy team, right? Because the enemy team here wants to save their guns. Next round to preserve as much of their economy as they can. That means that 2 of their players have to buy some level. It's not as good, but
yeah, Virginia still is just wanting to poke at this A site yet again, but Ohio still with the 3 stack. Kind of just playing the same attack with these rounds. But they will be going in with a gun disadvantage this time.
Yeah. Nobody opting to peek this ramp here. I would like to see Ohio being a little bit more aggressive in the future rounds here. Right now it's a gun round, so they definitely don't want to be doing that. We are going to almost push this. The dog does clear him. Okay, yeah, and they do spray him through the smoke. I'm surprised he didn't TP away.
I thought he got away with it.
Just got away with murder there, but unfortunately he's not able to. This entry from Chubbs has been quite good. He's able to route himself over into the secret garden area right by that cubby, and that really lets him entry on the site well.
That's giving him a free bomb plant. Down to a 3v5 retake yet again.
Nice shot from Shady, getting one of the Heaven players. Ooh, but a return from Styles. Gets 2 and is traded out by Terrible at this. 3v1 is doable.
It is doable, yes, but not easy at all. Especially on this retake like this. I'm just holding this line.
Doesn't quite get the pre-fire on him there, unfortunately. He is going to try and re-swing this elbow. Spots one out. Wide swing is not going to do it, and that is Chubbs closing it out for a round 3 on the side of Virginia.
Yeah, you were saying you wanted to see a little bit more aggression on the side of Ohio. I can see how they were thinking, though, with Chubbs has just been diving in, because they've had their Omen jump peeking it every round.
Yeah.
But that hasn't stopped Chubbs from just dashing in and taking sight. So they kind of built their stack around, probably hoping for that push there. But this is the one round it didn't come. And then the dog happened to see the Yoru.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that you can do there. I do like it. We're going to see the Bucky here, so it looks like we are going to try this play yet again from the side of Ohio. See if we can make it happen. We're playing a little differently. We are playing safer now. Clone is going to go out. Spotted the clone, and we know that Yoru is in the corner. Has not teleported out yet.
Yeah, they got to play a lot safer. These guns that they have on the side of Ohio are just not that good. I think it was Sheriffs and a Bucky.
That was a lot of damage coming onto Chubbs there. I think he got sprayed quite a bit through the smoke. The mid-fight not going to result in anything. Chamber opting to TP back Ramen. And Virginia is opting to rotate onto B. They have pulled the rotates quite well. Vado is all alone as with a lonely, what's that, Raze over in garage there. Nice shot from Stalls.
That's a good way to open up this site.
Stealing sight.
Oh, nice shot through the smoke. Almost gets a second too, but barely missed his headshot there. Yeah, terrible at this. Has a great lurk. Held garage for a long time, but gets double swung. Lonely Bucky from lethal shot, and that is going to result in his life being lost.
Pochi in the 1v2 does have a Vandal this time. A bit better than the Bucky from this position.
Virginia opting to plant it safe. They're trying to spot out Heaven as much as they can. We do spot the one out. Wow, what a wall bang.
Yeah, not a whole lot that can be done in a 1v2. They definitely gave it a good shot. They kind of got caught out with their gun switching into it.
Yeah, I think it was a little risky to route to that right side too, you know? Wrapping around that pillar, especially if you don't see anybody pushing you on the left side, you have to assume, oh, one person's planting the bomb, which means at least one person's right side. And then the other probably holding like CT or something with the second person. So realistically, I think going around to the left side is probably the better play there, but I don't mind going. Just gotta go with what we got.
Virginia is mixing it up here, going for this B site. Ohio still the 3 stack on A.
Beto is going to spot out the chamber mid here, and we are going to get the dog running up B. This is going to be another free bomb site. Virginia doing an excellent job at finding the open bomb site, but it's not going to matter. Raze Rocket finding the first pick for Ohio, giving them the first lead of the set.
Chamber does get his pick up mid, and Virginia is just bailing out, going to that A site already.
Wow, very fast lurk timing from the Sage mid. I don't know that they're aware of, yeah, there are 2 people Ramen, unfortunately.
Yeah, Virginia's just pushing up mid now.
Yeah, and this is where that mid control is going to be super duper nice because they're going to know, hey, there's a person here. Yoru's not going to get pushed there.
Virginia's all split up heading towards this A site. But it looks like Ohio knows this and is slowly rotating around.
Yeah, the Lurking Chamber from Stats is his name. That is a T, not an L. Okay. We are going to plant the bomb down here on the TV. Stats with his lurk up the rope. And that's going to make this 2v4 very difficult because now Ohio has to worry about it. Opts to swing, great headshot.
Last player standing.
Makes it a little easier, but 8 HP in a dream. It's a timing on Chubbs here. Now it's a 2v1. This is very doable here. However, crossfire along with the smokes is going to make this very difficult. Finds almost the one on the Omen. But Finney, an easy body shot to take the round.
Yeah, Raze is really not living up to their name here. They're really not terrible at this.
They're doing all right.
Their aim is crisp.
Yeah, I like their pre-fire angles that they have been swinging. Have been quite nice and clean. So.
They're very good at staying alive when needed, and then they keep getting put in these scenarios where it's 1v however many, which is never fun for anybody.
Yeah. So the real problem right now, I think that Ohio is running into is this lurking chamber, right?
Yeah, he's been able to find his one almost every single time.
Yeah. Whether it's based on timing or he is just has control of space that Ohio is not ready for him to have control of.
Yeah, he's over lurking at A by himself with his ult.
We do hear the Vado sound. That's the sound of the trophy system that I was mentioning earlier.
Is that?
That is a new sound. Freezer able to take out Terrible at this. The lonely A or B player.
It's going to be a free site and a free bomb plant. Ohio is rotating around quickly, though, but they are stopped in mid. Chamber is rotating all the way through defender spawn.
Oh, this is going to be a hard spot to pinch. Finny is spotted out now by Mochi, I think is how you say that.
Yeah.
And
keeping them both held in mid.
Oh, this lurk is not going to do anything for Finny. He's going to end up going down. But the chamber and spawn holds for as long as he can and gets his one. Oh, my Veto! Crazy teleport.
He can teleport?
He can teleport, yes. He has like little chamber teleport.
Oh.
So he pre-placed his teleport up there.
That is going to be a round win for Virginia.
I'm going to try and get an exit here from Mochi.
Hear
We
him
do
coming.
hear him. See
Pull
him
your gun
even.
out. Pull your gun out.
Oh, he died to the bomb. It's okay. It's okay.
That was close.
He knows his bomb spacings. Okay, that was good.
I know
Not even scared.
what must be done.
Mochi knew what was up. Nothing to even worry about. That does make it 6-0 on the half so far. I think another big problem for Ohio is just they're not holding any site entrances. Virginia's able to just rush out very quickly. They're playing very passive on these sites, which is kind of being their detriment here.
Yeah, with the enemy jet, Chubbs is I believe is their name, has been able to dash out pretty much every single time successfully, right? And you either need to set up some sort of veto control on one of those choke points in order to not let the jet successfully dash out, or you need to be holding that choke point ready for them to be dashing out.
Yeah, you'll also notice this is an attacker timeout here. This isn't even a timeout from Ohio, which I think a timeout probably should have came out sooner at this point for Ohio. So one of the attackers had to take a break.
I see.
Over there back in time. That makes a little bit more sense. I'm still surprised Ohio hasn't taken a timeout yet. They clearly need to talk about something that's going on, and I think it's kind of exactly what we just said can fix just about those main problems that they're having right now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they're using this time to kind of chat, collect themselves, because so far their fights haven't been horrible, all things considered. They've been playing very well together as a team. Their team fights have been going a lot better than they could have hoped for.
Yeah, their gunplay has been fairly well. They're just getting caught out on the quick entrances and then getting killed on flanks, which just drops them down the manpower that they aren't able to close out the rounds. You will see it is Chubbs that is AFK right now.
Okay, so that is their entry diver, which means that it's going to be a little bit more difficult to take this bomb site.
Here.
Ohio is playing on a save round, if we weren't able to tell here. Only a little damage on free.
3 stack on B. The Sage thought about the rotate over, but has decided against it.
Gubbs barely misses the shot on the stats there.
I thought that hit.
I think he flicked to the right just a little bit too late, right before he...
It was a very close shot.
It was a very close shot. I like the attempt. It was a good idea. However, with that, that is the mid lurker for the most part, which means that A is now a free bomb site.
Yeah, Sage has rotated away. I don't know if Virginia really knows this, though.
No, and especially with the cabbages going out now, that is going to be all the information in the world that nobody is on site. Especially when none of them went onto the site itself. Actually, that's a very good indicator.
That's it. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You know, that's a free bomb site right there.
Yeah. Heaven smoke going down. There is one playing on the TV here. We might see a fight, but a late lurk up ramps from Stats. Who else but Stats on the lurk? Goes for some shots up over on screens there, but a swing from Freezer is going to get a double, in fact. Yeah, that will be a flawless for Virginia, cleaning up the round nice and easy.
Yeah, worked out in Virginia's favor there. Every person played it just about how they needed to, even with Chubbs gone.
Yeah. We can see he is bought up, so whenever they or I guess she, because we go based off the agent, we do see that Chubbs is bought up here. So when they do come back, they will be able to just hop in. They don't have to go classics only for the round, but.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. There's 2 AFK now. Okay, no.
He's just getting the bomb. He's working on it. So.
Yeah, that round was completely decided by that shot in mid right off rip.
Yeah.
They evened the man advantage right off start, which is exactly what they needed to do.
Lethal Shot has spotted out the bomb here at the mid. Oh, he finally becomes back from AFK, probably at the perfect time even.
Yeah, if he was AFK just a little bit longer, he could have possibly seen him.
Would have been a free pick, so we are still going to try and hit this B site, even though we were aware of the Yoru ult coming out here. Interesting smoke. I don't know if it fully covers the view from heaven. Yeah, it seems like we're going to get sprayed, and unfortunately terrible at this, getting a nade kill on stats.
That is the exact start they needed. And Virginia, yet again, every time they lose that gunfight, they immediately rotate. Ohio's not pushing away, though, from this A site.
Yeah. Our Sage has been spotted. However, last time she had done this, she was the lone lurker. They don't know that they're already here and ready to go. The noise here should let us know, along with the Sage wall, that they are all here, and Ohio needs to start rotating a lot faster than they're going now, which they are starting to do.
Not quick enough, though. Virginia is going to get a free bomb plant down.
Another double swing coming in from Ohio. Ooh, my... Chubbs almost gets his life saved by his teammates there, but one lonely player from Maine is going to take his life into a 3v3.
Ray's just now getting over on the rotate.
Do spot out 2 on the TV here. Omen greeting his flash. He will blind all 3 with this. Spray from...
One enemy remaining.
He's going to retain... I can't speak. It's going to result in a great retake coming in from Ohio. What a phenomenal flash coming in from Gibbous there.
Yeah, that was a perfect blind. Hit all three of the attackers. Finally able to get on the board with that one.
Yeah, great fight on the sky as well. One of the nerfs that they recently hit Omen with was they made it so when you get blinded, you can see a little further than you used. So even though Sky was blinded, she could still see the Omen pretty clearly, all things considered, which means that Gibbous just straight up won that fight, which is very important.
He did swing a little wide, which probably helped him in that case.
So, great retake coming in from Ohio. I like the decision to greet his flash and wait just a little bit longer so that he can play it with his team instead of going for a solo play. So that was very well done.
Yeah, a little slow on the rotates for Ohio, but they did manage to take it out on that one. Like Virginia wants to push mid heavy here.
Yeah, knife out when we swing this, actually. Very confident in the fact that people have not been playing ropes, really.
Yeah.
A little bit of a misspoke here. We can see a little bit of the mid control here on the side of Veto, who has popped his ult, which, by the way, makes him immune to any and all projectiles as well. W flash.
Minus the bullets.
Yeah, you can kill him with bullets, however. He's not bulletproof. So.
I saw that one.
Spike has been planted yet again. Lethal on a slow lurk through some CT and is unfortunately going to lose the fight to stands.
Kind of needed that one.
Yeah, especially with this Sage wall that's walled off heaven here. Gibbs is pretty much forced to rotate in through CT side, which is very... It's not bad to take the site here through CT. It's just not the only thing that you want to do.
In a 2v5, though, having to funnel through that is almost impossible to get out of there.
Yeah.
Making the call to actually save here.
Yeah, which I agree with. I think that...
It's the first save I think we've seen this whole time, actually.
Yeah, they've been doing pretty good economy-wise. They've had a couple eco strats that they've gone for, but
One enemy remaining.
Where's Blood looking at?
Mochi just goes AFK, expecting to be safe, and Gibbous also gets taken out.
Yeah, unfortunately loses his one there. That means that they are going to have to do a full save this round. You can see Sheriff's already being bought.
Did Mochi lag out?
I don't know. Hold tab for us really quick there, production. Let's see here. No, they've still got ping, so...
They're AFK now. Yeah, weird. If you were going to just walk away, you'd hope, yep, they're back.
Must have been a weird glitch or something.
So, they probably could have saved at least a gun or gotten another pick off. But we got Virginia going for A. Mochi kind of late to this site.
That's a lot of util on Gibbous here, and he is just going to hold ramps by himself. They decide not to push onto ramps, which is a little interesting this time around. They've noticed that they don't really need that ramps control in order to take this bomb site. And as you can see, they clearly don't want it because they can just win these gunfights up on heaven.
Yeah, that's one. Virginia's aim has just been kind of on point this game.
Here. Gibbous is looking for a pick here. He is going to run into Tubi here, who is unfortunately just going to get gun diffed there. Which means that we're in a 2v5 for another retake scenario. Make that a 1v5 and a flawless with a freezer 3K. Finish the round out.
Yeah, they just... Same exact thing that was happening on previous rounds. Chubbs was able to dash on. I think this one was just a little bit... again, it was a save round. Not a whole lot that can really be done against those.
Yeah. That being said, there's not a whole lot more rounds left in this game here for Ohio to win on defense. Only 2 more rounds left in the half. We're going to have to see how they can turn it around, especially with this gun round here, which they have all bought up, but I'm not confident that they'll be able to buy again next round.
They do have 3 ults that they can use. Only one that can really help in terms of weaponry.
Very fast B execute here, and it's going to be a fake off, or not a fake, excuse me. They were playing off of the Raze ult there. Is not going to get anything this time around. They're much more prepared for it.
Yeah, that's exactly where Raze got a kill last time with that ult.
Ooh, nice shot coming in from Lethal. A lethal shot, some might say, in fact.
Yep, Chubb's also getting his.
And they've opted to rotate off of this site already, even though they got their one. They know there's at least 2 here. Omen opting to use his TP to go to site. He's going to see what he can do back TV now.
A good play. Having someone there to actually slow down this plant coming in.
Cover going out.
Smoke is not going to do much for delay. He is going to try and find one. Is going to find it, and as well as a second, which is going to leave us in a 1v3 now. Ohio with a very good advantage going into this round. They're going to want to make sure they carefully clear out this heaven spot here.
Raze on the perfect timing here to get this kill.
Yeah, not able to flick in order to get that kill there, which means that Terrible at this is going to secure the second round for Ohio here.
Last round in the half.
Best they can get is a 3-9. Isn't that what people want anyway?
A 3-9?
Is that still a thing?
With
9-3
the
curse? People
curse?
scared of that?
I don't hear it as much anymore. People will still say it, and then nowadays what I'll do is I'll just be like, yo, shut up, bro.
People just people don't say it anymore because you only say it when you just happen to lose after not being able
Yes.
to close out a game.
It's always the I lost this game because of the 9-3 curse, not I'm winning this game because.
Yeah. Yeah. Virginia pushing up mid here. Not a whole lot of stoppage from Ohio.
Great pick coming in from Finney here. I like the attempt with the wall to try and slow him down. However, with the jet and the Sage just already run all the way up mid, it's not going to matter because that's a free bomb site now. Terrible at this does get their one pick in mid. They are going to have to satchel out very low on health to try and play their life. Freezer getting a great shot onto Lethal.
Last player standing.
Nade out. Freezer finding their next as well as their third yet again. And that is going to be a 10-2 half on the side of Virginia.
Yeah.
Switching
Very,
sides.
very well played on the attacker side. They played with hyper aggression. There wasn't many rounds where they just were passive and waited for anything. They would take their first engagement, either get a pick, or if they didn't, if they weren't able to just push onto site, they'd try and get a pick and then rotate quickly.
Even if they didn't necessarily get that pick there, so we're like, hey, we've pulled the rotates. We know that they're not going to be at their opposite site anymore.
And you can see Ohio now going for a 5-man push onto a site with no lurks. Oh. Changing up a little bit. Shady. Possibly trying to lurk up mid.
I do like this play. It's gonna matter a lot what his timing is on trying to swing into the Sage. If he swings right out the gate, that might be a little bad because then they'll at least know he's there. However, it seems like we've Sage walled off mid, so he's not able to play there anyway.
Chamber does get a tag.
Very low HP on the side of stats here.
Very. And just like the other half, free site on A. Not a whole lot of contention.
Spike planted.
Not a whole lot of contention here. What's really going to matter is how well the Veto and the Raze are able to play this heaven position here. The Veto has been spotted out. They opt to just give him the site. Nice shot from Terrible with this. And yeah, now they have the heaven control. If it's planted for heaven, that means that this site, it's going to be very hard to take. But it's not going to matter because OVH is just holding the bomb site.
One enemy remaining.
Spray coming in from Freezer right at the very end.
One enemy
Players
remains.
low. What a shot coming in from Terrible at this. And no more nade, which means he has to just play it normally. Bomb is not planted for him.
This guy's very low, though.
What is planted for him? Yeah, you
This
know.
should be free. Oh, doesn't get the half. They don't have time.
He would have had time had he gotten the half there. Nice shot from Freezer, but that is going to be a round for OVH. Very good pistol.
Yeah, Terrible played that perfectly. They knew they had the bomb planted for him. They knew they had the time, which it was starting to look a little close there towards the end, so it worked out in their favor.
Yeah. I like the retake opportunity that Virginia was going for. They they split themselves up very evenly between going screens and going heaven. They fought a couple of the people that were playing ramps, and they just decided, you know what? No, those guys are too far away. They're not going to matter. We're just and they only lost one for going. So I like that idea on that.
Yeah, they were just a little bit slow on it and ran out of time pretty much.
Yeah.
And Terrible just had really good positioning.
We're going to spot out the chamber right out the gate, and yeah, that's just going to be a gun difference there. Stats.
Site is clear already. Virginia rushing mid, though.
This is such a fast flank all the way through the sewers, though. They should hear both of these players already, and yeah. Not quite able to spray him. TP goes out. It's not going to matter. That is going to be a Guardian down for Virginia here to try and work with.
They don't clear.
Nice shot from Freezer, though. It's not going to matter. You've got an Immortal on your team. The Sheriff can do a lot of work for you. Full noise, goes for a flick. That's a very difficult one to hit, though. Now it's a 1v3. Take that a 0v3.
Wow. What a quick retake from Virginia, especially with the gun disadvantage.
Thrifty.
Yeah, they were able to make use of that early Guardian pick on the side of the Veto, you know, right? That gave them a gun to work with, you know, and then some nice shots coming in from the skies. Just gonna lose you guns at that point.
Yeah, Freezer's Sheriff was hitting that round.
Yeah.
You have those rounds where you just can't miss with that thing. You know, minus that last shot.
That was a hard one. He had one bullet left
Yeah.
anyway. I think he was going more so just to draw attention.
Yeah, and I played it very well.
So, gun buy now for the side of Virginia. Ohio having to save because they had lost their economic round. Flash finding no information on the side of B, which means that it's very likely that it's a mid or an A hit. And yeah, Stats finding two
Spike
right
down
out the
mid.
gate.
Outlaw able to take him out with ease.
We're still going for this mid push.
Well, they dropped bomb in mid.
Oh, I see. Unfortunately,
One enemy
Flash
remaining.
themselves.
And that's a free spike for Virginia.
Nice shot from Freezer. Finishing his spray out and resetting.
Match point.
Have you not seen that before?
No.
Yeah, that's just he's holding the champion.
They got emotes
trophy up.
and emotes now in Valorant.
Yeah.
Yeah, they played that round really quick, getting that save round out of the way, making it match point 12-3.
Yeah.
Ohio should now be able to buy though.
Yes. So this will be their gun round, and it's going to matter a lot because this is make or break now for Ohio.
Freezer going for a little bit of warm-up shots.
Looks like we are going to run it down as 5 up a main side here. We're going to run into Stats with the Outlaw. However, we do have the full armor, and it's not going to matter. Lethal. Nice shot coming under the Stats here.
Lethal shot, some might say.
That's pretty funny. Where'd you come up with that one?
I just thought of it.
That's pretty good. I like that one. Almost as much as I like this push coming in from Ohio here. This position from Terrible is phenomenal here, but it's not going to matter if you can't win your gunfights.
Last player standing.
It is all falling apart.
Mochi.
All down to Mochi.
Oh no, and you just get sprayed down from behind TV, and that is going to be a 13-3 on the side of Virginia.
It felt so promising with that site take, but they just were not able to hold.
Yeah, Virginia's retakes are so confident, you know. They were very willing to just run it down as a lot and refrag each other, you know.
They played it very much like their attacker side.
Mm-hmm.
They would kind of give up site for the most part and mainly hold mid. And once they got bomb plant down, they just went for the retake, kind of how they played attack.
Yeah.
And it worked out very well for him. As you can see, Freezer had a great game, going 28-5.
Yeah. Almost dropping 30 in an almost flawless round is very impressive, to say the least.
It's hard.
So,
It's hard to win when you have someone going like that.
yeah. That being said, on the side of Ohio, a couple of their players didn't do half bad, you know. They were able to position themselves very, very well, and they were able to somewhat control the space that they were controlling. If that makes sense.
Yeah, the scoreline looks pretty bad. A 13-3, it looks like it was kind of a sweep. Ohio, the rounds were close in a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
It was mainly just that defender side. They just weren't able to hold the sites and stop them from just getting a free bomb plant almost every single round.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on to map 2 here in a little bit.
Which was Pearl.
Yes, Pearl. Very fun. So, giving you guys a short little break here while we figure out whether or not our players are going to take a break. I see one has moved over to the spectator spot, so seems like we're going to take just a short little break here while Well, we figure out what's going on next. Are you excited for Pearl? What do you think is going to happen here on this map?
I'm less excited for Pearl personally.
Yeah,
I'm not a big Pearl fan. More of a Split fan.
that's fair.
I don't know. There's gonna need to be some changes on Ohio's side,
Mhm.
based especially on their defender side.
Yeah.
Hopefully they maybe start attacking this side for
Mhm.
this map, which maybe gives them a bit of a upper advantage.
I think that based on the way the map is structured, that it should prompt them to be a little bit more aggressive than they have been. You know, Pearl, the way it works is you typically want to take control of either A main or B main, and not the mid. Mid is where like the mix-ups start happening when you start adapting on your opponents. Um, okay, so we'll see if they realize that hey, we need to make sure that we are taking at least A main or B main in order to actually map site, but. We're going to have to figure that out here in the next little bit. We are going to go to a short 5-minute break. So, hey, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We're in for another great game coming up next.
I cannot see the path I'm following. Where is it leading? Am I alone in this or guided by a higher reason? I was lost in the darkest ocean, wanting someone to know my longing under this way. I breathe in
And we are back. Very long break.
Turns out 5 minutes is a little bit shorter than we thought. So,
Yeah, well, the 5 minutes it's not really up to us. We kind of just work around whenever the players are ready to go. We will be hopping into map 2, Pearl. What are you seeing coming from this game?
from this game here, what we're going to need to do is, again, it's all about that lane control on the A main and the B main. You know, B main, it's going to be a little bit more difficult on the side of attackers in order to take just because it's so long, right? It's a lot more long range engagement, which means a lot more outlaws, a lot more operators you're going to see hopefully on this map, and a lot more vandals. Some of these players on both teams were running phantoms last game. However, because of those long range engagements, we're not going to see that as much. So that is what's going to make or break this map here. Mid control is going to be a little bit more flexible, just to determine, hey, we have a timing that we can take here in mid. Let's take it. But yeah, that should be generally how the map is played out.
Yeah, it looks like we'll probably be having, if I'm seeing it right, Virginia on the attacker side and Ohio on defender side.
Mhm.
Same as first map. So hopefully Ohio's able to figure out their defense a little bit better on Pearl.
Yeah.
As compared to Split.
We'll have to see how it goes. I'm curious how the map picket bans work in this form. I think both teams just pick a map. I would think.
No, there's bans. I know there is bans.
Oh, that's right. There were bans last week.
Yeah, there are bans. I could pull it up for the exact how they do it right here. It is a ban, pick. Pick? Oh yeah, you pick
Okay.
map, pick side, pick map, pick side.
Gotcha.
So you ban out down to just picks.
Okay. It seems like we do have a sub as well on the side of Virginia. Yes. Oh, and Kai was the one that we were looking at earlier. I see. He was their Cypher player. I do remember seeing that he was their one-trick Cypher player on the side of Virginia when I was looking up their stats. So
A one-trick Cypher player, huh?
that's what I believe. Yeah.
That does sound kind of scary though.
Means that they really have to know their setups. We're specifically mostly probably going to be seeing him play on the A site. If I were to hazard a guess, it's just a little better for Cypher to set up on A than it is on B. But it's really nice because you can set up your A setup, and then if you need to, you can just rotate B and not have to worry about what they're going to not, because your trips and stuff work when you're not there.
Do have 2 smokes coming out on the side of Ohio.
That is an interesting pick. Viper is very meta on this map, but only specifically once you get to the pro level scene. It's not common at all once you get playing like tier 2, tier 3 level Valorant to see a Viper on this map. I'm curious to see what Ohio's strat is with their Viper specifically.
Well, if you know what you're doing with your Viper, you can do kind of a lot with it.
Mhm.
You could delay pushes. You could help smoke sites.
Yeah.
You can smoke sites from far away. You can be in mid and help smoke those sites.
Yep. That being said, she is not a great solo smokes player, which is why we see the Omen helping her there in the background as well, doing their other parts of the smokes job. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Astra is also a pick that we see from the side of Virginia here. Astra is a very strong smokes agent. However, they're not picked very often just because of how technically difficult they are with their smokes.
I hate playing Astra.
She's weird.
I get lost. I've tried to play her and I go, how do I use these abilities? And then I forget how to enter the astral form to place down anything.
Yeah. So we'll have to see how well Tufa here can play the Astra. Like I said, they are quite strong as an agent, but they're not picked very often because there are some aspects of them like that where you can pick up the star and after you've placed it that are very useful. But
Virginia going for a very default push here.
we've already gotten the smoke out from the side of Ohio, trying to delay this push. That's not happening. It seems like we only really wanted that ult orb. We're going to instead rotate over to the A site where Tufa has lurked their way all the way up.
Yeah, only the KJ here. And they're not even fully on site. Watching the same angle as their bot, actually.
Her is going to go off here, so we do know that it is going to be an A execute here.
Ohio is starting the rotates quickly, though.
Very nice shot entry from coming in from Enki here.
Spike planted.
And Kai. Yeah, that's going to make this a relatively difficult retake coming in now because our Omen here is going to have to deal with this Cypher and Art, and he's not going to win it out. Down to a 3v3, though. A lot of damage on the side of both teams here.
Yeah, picks are coming up back and forth. And Sova is very low.
Sova is low. And so is the rest of his team, actually. And that is going to leave just our lovely Tufa here delaying the bomb with that star pole. Clutcher's low here. Goes for the right click. Doesn't hit it. Doesn't hit it again. And that is going to be a bomb.
Wow.
Free.
Wow. Perfectly played from Tufa. I think Lethal just had to hop on to bomb plant there. Bait him out at least somewhat. Really hard thing to do there once both your other teammates go down with such little time in pistols.
Yeah, that was one of the other tricky parts about playing Astra is that not only is she a smokes agent, but she also has the ability to stall out those bomb taps very, very easily. It's not like a Molly where you can just set it off and then it goes and block it with whether shooting it out or blocking with your person. You know, you have to actually manage with the sub. So.
Yeah, you can't even like try and stick for half with your HP. You just get pulled right off a bomb.
Yep. So well played. Looks like the adaptation here is going to be about the same, actually. So we've stacked 3 on B yet again, just because of that gun advantage. We know, hey, they're probably going to use their big guns to try and get to us. And yeah, we do get a lot of damage here on the Freezer, but he already has his ult. And it looks like Freezer is the one that they were playing for these ult orbs. And this is a great entry coming in from Freezer.
Wow.
Yeah, he gets his 2 with his ult.
One enemy remaining.
Yep.
Flawless.
Perfect round there from Virginia. Ohio kind of went for the play of the Viper wall trying to get pushed up.
Yep.
You have to assume they're going to be there. Almost caught out Freezer, though. Smoke went down. His gun was not quite out yet. If the Viper had anything but a classic, might have been able to take him out there. Which would have changed the round entirely.
Yeah, if you don't get that much value out of that Phoenix ult, you're left with no more shields at that point, too. And so your entry becomes a lot more difficult on that agent. So.
Yeah.
I will find you.
But full gun buy round for both of these teams here. Looks like Virginia is opting to just grab this orb. That is their big thing, is they really want to fight for this. I want to say Echo, but I've been playing too much KO at 2x KO. It's Phoenix. Too much Phoenix orb.
Oh, I'm like, what are you talking
I was like,
about?
it's Echo. It just looks like Echo, but no.
Yeah,
no,
and
that's Phoenix.
Ohio's just giving it to them for free. They keep smoking it off almost for them, where they don't have to worry about fighting to get the orb. And they get it, and they push away. Omen is pushed up, though.
He does hear the 2 late lurkers coming in from the side of VA. Knife out. That is going to be a free pick for Terrible with this. But does he know about the chamber that's lurked up art already? He does not.
Spike down.
To getting an entry of their own. Traded out by Lethal Shot. Down to a 3v2 now. Nice shot coming in from Freezer. He's going to try and tap the bomb. He's very disconnected from his teammate here, and so he knows he's trying to wait for his teammate to play with him. It doesn't matter, though, because Freezer and Kai are going to get their ones.
Really bad timing there for Shady. Looked away right when he needed to not.
That's a hard spot to clear, you know, because you can, like, you have to clear all of A link before you can start thinking about clearing art, unfortunately. And so playing in an off angle like that is super duper strong in a post point like that.
Yeah. It was a very, very close round. It kind of tied up at the end a lot closer than I thought it was going to end right there.
Yeah. Shots are going a lot better on the side of Ohio now. It seems like their gunfights are a lot more confident going into this map than they were in the last map. So hopefully that'll result in some round wins for them now.
Looking like they're giving that orb up again.
They are heavily contesting that orb up long, as well as the or just the mid control as well. They're really fighting these Ohio mid. JD's able to get his 1, but it's not going to matter when you've got a flank or somebody following behind you.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2v4 retake with a sheriff.
Planted.
And I'm assuming probably another sheriff.
Most likely.
Oh,
I was going to Spectre. Okay.
Still not great to push into all these rifles, though.
It's a free gun for the side of Ohio. Let's see if they choose to do anything. They go for a jump peek. Dark goes out. That is a lot of damage now. Nice shot from Dubious. Almost is able to get a second one of his own, but unfortunately Stats is able to hold down that link there.
Yeah, you kind of got to be careful with a jump peek like that. Like, if luckily they weren't being held, but if you're being held right there, you jump peek out, they spray you down. You're not jump peeking into safety. You're just back behind a...
Where you can't see your demise.
Where you
unfortunately,
can't see them, but they can still shoot you.
Yeah.
Like, I saw the mindset there, but I don't think it would work out the way you would.
No, not
really
like when you're
hope.
jump peeking a wall, right, where you have that wall to protect you after you get back. So.
Yeah, all you're doing is see them, and you go, yep, I'm dead.
Yep. We are using that Phoenix ult yet again. We're going to flash our Omen here. Is able to get the headshot right out the gate, but unfortunately he's blind for too long. Chubb's able to get the refrag on the ult.
The trade came in a little late.
Ooh, what a
Last
swing
player
from
standing.
Chubbs. And already the round is 1v5.
I don't even...
Ochi all on their own. Is going to get flashed here. Unfortunately, is not going to find their 1.
They got head tapped so quickly. I don't even know what to say about that round. It came and it went.
Yeah. Being able to Phoenix ult through sight it's kind of like droning or dogging with an initiator, right? But you're just a human being with a gun. So it's super duper strong if you're able to farm these ults, and because both of the ults the ult orbs on this map are kind of attacker favored in order to get, very easy for them to really farm them and try and play
Kind of very attacker favored, which is kind of crazy. I never even really thought about that.
Yeah, the orbs specifically, trying to get out onto bomb sites is a little bit more difficult for attackers, but yeah, just entering is so easy.
A little stuck in those doors, but Freezer gets that early pick yet again.
Bot coming back.
Full mid control is gone for Ohio.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Gibbous here
flank
does not hear
around.
the flankers behind him. Yeah, he's just going to get shot right as he goes for that timing.
It's already a 2v5 now. Bomb plant is going down. These rotates are a little
planted.
late.
Little late. Virginia has been doing very well at splitting their pushes up. Traditionally, we've been seeing a lot of these high schools going for more together pushes as 4 or 5, and Virginia has not been doing that. That's almost getting their life taken from them prematurely, but the shorty is going to save them right at the end there.
Yeah, even Virginia is switching up kind of how they played. On split, they would usually do a 4-stack push with 1 lurk. This one, they're kind of just spread apart across the whole map most of these rounds. And they get that full map control. They play for their orbs that they want, and they just take as much space as they can and then decide to go from there.
Yeah. We do see the Sova ult on the side of Virginia this round, which means that we are potentially going to try and play for it up, especially on this long angle right here, right, where Sova can contest that bomb from all the way back in spawn.
Get out of my way.
And Chubbs updraft is going to try and entry onto the site here. This back right side is going to get cleared out by Chubbs. Oh, spots out the one, but the right click is not enough. Jet right click never doing anything useful ever.
That is true. Trade's going back and forth. Down to a 3v3 now. Bomb plant has not came through yet.
There's Nkai there on the lurk. They're just not ready for him to have maintained that space control, and Shady is now left all on their own, no, location known. And it looks like Virginia is going to try and run. I thought they were going to try and run them down, but no, they're just going to hold this long angle here.
So little that can be done here.
Yeah, especially in an angle like that where you just have to either guess that they're going to be high or low, and you just guess wrong there.
And they knew exactly where he was coming from, having to break that Cypher trip. Not a whole lot that could have been done at that point.
So Ohio defense looking a little bit shaky, and yet again, it's like you were saying earlier that they're not really fighting for any of this space. You know, they keep allowing Virginia to go for this this B long orb, which they're not going for this round. In fact, they've placed the star to make them think that they are going to, but no, they're actually just going to run it down A. Which
Ohio is heavy stacked towards this A site though.
orb is going to go out here along with a bird flash. Oh, we should for sure know they're here. We swing before the flash though. Shady's going to go down.
The attempt at the aggression does get punished.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard retake. Oh, Freezer through the smoke. Pre-aims just a little bit. We do spot out the one in the cubby here, but Secret is going to not quite get covered. He turned around at the last possible second before he killed him.
Grenade. Bomb grenade out.
That's crazy that not a single kill went their way.
Oh, and Terrible at this now has the great lurk timing, is able to spot out the Cypher here, goes for a blind. It's going to whiff,
Goodbye.
leaving Nkai in a spot where he could potentially clutch here. Oh, great spray through the box. He is low. He cannot get shot by this turret anymore. He knows that they're off the bomb due to this camera. And he knows that he's close as well. This is going to be so hard for Gideus to win. The trade goes out, but it's not going to matter.
Wow. That round was chaos.
That was almost perfect defense and offense from both sides there right at the end. Nkai played his position very well. He played his life for as long as he possibly could. And Ohio doing a great job at holding on to that site for as long as they possibly could and giving themselves the advantage going into that retake.
Yeah. Yet again, you're seeing the timeout come from Virginia. Up 8 rounds. Ohio really needs to not be scared to take their timeouts.
Yeah. Big part of Valorant is the communication aspect to it, you know, and going into it, if you can take that time, just recollect yourself, take 30 seconds, chat with your team, see, hey, what's going on? What's something that we can do to try and help ourselves? Even if you're not going to probably win a round, you can say, hey, what's one thing that we can do to improve for this next round? And then you do that over the course of 13 rounds, and you get better and better as you go.
Yeah,
I myself
I think
with that a lot.
that's something that happens across almost all competitive esports is people not feeling confident to take their timeouts. They just let the game go.
Yeah. So, yep. Scoreboard is looking about the same as the last one, actually. So everybody's doing their job for the most part, you know. Everybody's playing their roles and fulfilling them as it was thought. So
Yeah, the only thing that Ohio can change is just being more aggressive on this defender side. They needed to be able to take more space than they are currently.
Yep. That being said, going into this round, Ohio does have a lot of ults. The KJ, the Viper ult, which we just hear going off now over on the A bomb or the B bomb side, excuse me, as well as the Sky one. We have sent out Sky Seekers on the A side just now, so we know that there is nobody in this mid or A area.
Virginia is not scared of this Viper ult though, sending Freezer in.
Free fire onto Shady is unfortunately gonna lose their life, and a quick flick on the Terrible. That's their 2 big hitters there.
KJ ult comes through, hoping to push him off.
This Sova ult should almost get rid of the lockdown. Oh, it does actually get rid of the lockdown. Well played from Stats.
Spike planted.
I believe that was the reason that he was holding on to his ult there in the first place. Oh, and a concuss here. Gibbous is going to have to fight for his life with his 2 teammates behind him. Choosing to dog through this, and yeah, we just spot out 3, and that's going to be a rough thing to fight. Chubbs getting his 1 and unfortunately losing, but a super duper high low is going to result in Virginia winning their 9th round in a row now.
Yeah, having to play a retake like that, all coming from one funnel spot, is just almost free for the people having to hold that site. And they lined up their firing squad with not a whole lot you can do pushing out of that.
That's the reason that you don't really fight for that mid control as a defender on this map, you know, is that when you try and retake from mid, it's so difficult to get out of those really small choke points like that.
Especially right there, once you see through, you don't even see much of sight. You still have to wrap all the way around to see where defenders are usually going to be at.
Yep. And while you're trying to look, you just are going to get swung from the spots that you were looking at originally. So
yeah, very spread apart for Virginia here. A little bit more of a heavy lean on A for Ohio.
No charges left.
Freezer with all the confidence in the world here. He knows that he can at least get traded out, worst case scenario. We do spot a little bit of engagement here on the A-Link side, but it's not going to matter because N-Kid is going to lurk up A main and get 2.
The bomb is at B and about to go down.
Oh, man.
Shady does know this.
Oh, but they have a judge. That's not a whole lot they can do here, especially with a heaven play like this. We're going to just wait for our Jet to walk back onto site with us and then try and play retake together. But he has the control, does drop down from heaven into the smoke. I do like that smoke, actually. That's very well played. Gives them access to Link here where they can use the judge to their advantage. Gets their bomb, gets a headshot on Chubbs to follow it up as well. An excellent retake position from them. Getting a 3rd. Do they know that the last is on site? They don't. It doesn't matter though. What a shot from Shady. Making a 4K in the round, giving them their first win.
I was going to say nothing scarier than a Viper with a judge. They got their one they needed, switched it out, and just took that site. That was perfect aim, perfect everything.
Yeah, again, that smoke from Terrible at this was what really enabled that play to happen. You know, they were able to jump from the heaven smoke into their smoke on site in order to preserve their life. Because otherwise, you're fighting so many long-range engagements with that judge. So that was very well thought out from the side of Ohio there.
Yeah, that was a really good play all around. They were able to take that with some confidence.
Yeah. That Jet's wings.
Looks like Ohio is somewhat right. They are more heavily stacked onto the A site here. That dart should give them all the information in the world that they need to know that, hey, they were going to finish A here. And Chubbs getting the entry pick already.
Taking site very quickly here.
You know, there's one back site. Unfortunately, Freezer is going to take out Mochi. And Chubbs is going to follow it up with a pick on their own.
Terrible's holding this with a judge, hoping to find anything.
Oh, he spots him out.
His gun was blocking him.
Oh, no. He spots him out. Is not able to get the call to his teammate in time.
Yeah, he turned, barely saw him because the judge is so bulky.
Spend everything.
I actually am unsure if the gun side is different from the observer compared to what the players see. In his case, it did look like the judge was covered.
I'm gonna assume, yeah, because he saw. It seemed like he saw what we saw, where he turned and then you only saw the top of him over the gun barrel.
Final round coming in from both of these teams here on the half. It is going to be a mostly gun buy. We do have Mochi with the lone ghost pick. He's probably going to try and play one of their teammates live.
Bait for your life.
We're going to see an engagement here, and Kai is typically lurked up, but has opted to not at this time. Catches Shady off guard.
And they know exactly where the remaining 2 players are. Not scared that they're on this A site, though.
We are going to plant the bomb. This is going to be the Phoenix ult going up. I think he's just going to drone himself onto the players here. 2v1. Jet getting darted out here. Doesn't get sprayed through this smoke. Oh, but is going to get sprayed through it anyway. And it's all up to Mochi.
With the ghost. Not finding anything here.
Oh,
Virginia not getting aggressive either.
Oh, that timing, unfortunately, and the bird is unfortunately going to result in their life. Making the half 11-1.
There's some work to be done on this attacker side.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how Ohio is going to make these adaptations on offense, especially considering that they're going to have to deal with a Cypher whose trips are a lot better at stalling out space than something like Vipers, Mollies, and Alarm Bots and stuff, which are better for fights and, that you want to take, but Cypher is just much better holding the space than Edge is. So
This goes here.
I do like this setup that Nkai is going for here, just opting to go for a general walk-in trip kill as well as a default trip kill. So
It looks like Ohio is steering clear of that Cypher for this round.
you love to see it if you're an Ohio fan here. We are going to meet the flashing freezer here. Is not going to get there. One, nice shots. And that should pull all the rotates from the side of Virginia over. However, they're being a little bit more cautious. Only really their Jet is thinking about rotating here. And yeah, now A is the strong site.
He's shown. Pushing out quickly.
That's done.
Freezer
Nice
gets
shots.
his.
Oh, spots out the sky as well. Bomb is going to go down.
1 enemy remaining.
But unfortunately, it's not going to matter as Stats is able to control the A-Link.
5 sheriff kills come in very quickly, making it match point for Virginia. No more mistakes here for Ohio. They have to go into this next round
Match point.
without the option of losing being a thing and a gun disadvantage.
Yeah, the gun disadvantage, I think, is the part that they're going to struggle with the most here. At most, they can really buy maybe like a Stinger and no shields. Looks like we are going to end up taking a timeout in order to just kind of talk about, hey, what is it that we want to do? What are we thinking going into this round? Because, yeah, Stingers, and it looks like some of them can buy shields. So
Hopefully they're able to take this into later matches and realize that 12-1 is not necessarily the ideal time for the timeout to finally be coming through.
yeah,
It's good to take this time now, kind of figure out what you want to do, try and possibly bring this game back. But you gotta be okay with taking them a little bit sooner.
I know a lot of people are worried that, like, oh, if we take a timeout, then I'm going to give my opponents a time to breathe, and then they also get the chance to, reset themselves on how they want to play. But no, you don't ever actually want to think about timeouts that way. Timeouts should be a personal gain, not a detriment to my opponent's idea,
Yeah.
So I can understand why a lot of people are hesitant to take timeouts, but no, it's that important.
You got to take that time to have a mental reset.
Yeah.
These games are it's a mental battle.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they were able to reset their mentals here. Let's see what they've come up with strat-wise, if they've just calmed themselves down, what they're going to do in order to try and bring this to a round number 2 to the side of Ohio. Looks like they are going to run it down into Art here. We do have the lone Omen lurking on the doors there. We are going to get spotted out by the cam as 5, and yeah, it's only Stats here, actually.
Freezer gets taken down on that lurk.
That's a big pick. Because that is it's still a Sheriff. Okay. Yeah, Stats is just the only one here on the site. Is going to get his one. Beats out the Stinger there. Doesn't know about the person in the cubby. Has to reload, though. Not enough bullets in the Stinger.
It's all up to Omen. No bomb to his name. It's fully surrounded on A site.
Hey, he's got an immortal Sheriff, though. That means he can do anything.
Yeah. If anyone could do it, it's terrible.
We are going to hold this angle here with this, with the Marshal. It gets a little bit of a body shot onto Terrible with this. Concuss goes out. Is his life. Jet going to try and right-click here. Doesn't see anybody with the jump spot. Nice headshot. Gonna put us in a 2v1 scenario. He does have to swing this Cypher, though, who is gonna swing him instead,
Defenders win.
leaving us with a 13-1 to finish out this game, number 2, in favor of Virginia.
Yeah, Virginia does take it, winning both maps. Good showing, though.
Yeah.
Virginia played as well as you can. Look at that split. That's kind of crazy, actually.
If you've got the... You're liking what you're seeing here.
Yeah.
You're liking what you're seeing here if you like those colors sorted.
If you have any OCD, this is exactly what you want.
Yes, yes.
But you still got to give your props to Ohio. Score lines don't tell the whole story. They had their rounds. They had pop-off times. Shady had a great round. We saw that one. But that round was also nothing without teammates.
Yeah.
Both teams played very well.
Yeah, I'm fairly happy with how this game ended up. You know, going into this game, if you're the side of Ohio, you're going and doing research, you know, on who your opponents are, and you're gonna see those Immortal and those Ascendant ranks, and you're like, oh, we're totally gonna lose. This is so bad. But they got some rounds out of it. You know, they put on a good show, and I think they have a lot that they can learn from a match like this. You know.
Yeah.
So I am very excited to see how some of these other high schools do going forward in the future.
Yeah, you got to be a little scared. I believe Ohio, they did not compete last year, and they are going up against the teams that have back-to-back championships under their belt.
Yeah.
You got to go into it hoping you can at least learn something from it and take it into your later matches.
Yeah. That is right. Keep in mind, this is also only week 3. You know, there is a lot more Valorant to be played. A lot more of these schools have yet to play each other still. I am excited to see what's going to happen here going forward. Is there, how many weeks in the season are left? Do you remember? I think there are 6 weeks in total. So we're about halfway done, if I were to hazard a guess. So GG's to everybody. It was very well fought. Do you have any closing remarks as far as
No, not really.
today's match goes?
It was a good matchup. I hope both teams took something out of it. And if you lost, scrap it. Go on to next week.
Yeah.
Take what you learned. And same goes for both teams. I'm excited for next week. And I hope we get a decent matchup.
Yeah. We'll have to see. Tune in next week at the same time, 4 p.m. PST, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, in order to see this awesome high school Valorant gameplay. Hey, this has been the K12 Esports League. I'm ZG Fenrir, joined by
I'm Weedles.
my lovely Weedles friend. It's been good to have you. Hey, we're going to go ahead and sign out from here. Make sure you guys tune in next week to see what's going on. And you guys have a wonderful evening.
Goodbye.
Go.